Yo, what is going on, boys? Welcome back. It is MMA Jack, and today we are breaking down the main card of UFC Des Moines, which is nuts. I never thought we'd end up in Iowa, but please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this content. And last week we got absolutely clapped by the algorithm, fellas. We got our cheeks clapped. First video we've lost subscribers making. I got like 80 views, and I never want to complain, but we were on a little run there. We were increasing views every time and subs, so it's extra important this week if you guys can like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate it. It's free to you guys and helps me out. Let's get right into this main card. Alright, first fight, we got Jeremy Stephens and Mason Jones. Jeremy Stephens, longtime vet of the UFC. Who the fuck is that guy? He was on the wrong side of that. Gave us a great, timeless moment. And he's making his return. Yeah, I believe it's a one-fight contract, and he's from Iowa, so I think the UFC is giving him an opportunity here to show if he's still got it. In bare-knuckle fighting, he really does still have it. He knocked out Eddie Alvarez, and I think he was undefeated in BKFC. Yeah, 3-0. So the boxing is still there. The power is still there. He went to a decision with Jose Aldo also in boxing. A draw, actually. I'm reading on Tapology right now, so he's still got the hands, but the question is, does he have the grappling? Because Mason Jones has pretty good grappling, and it's not even just the takedown threat. His ground and pound is very, very competent. He went on a little run in the UFC and then got cut and went to Cage Warriors, which he finished all 3 of his fights by ground and pound, as I was mentioning before. So I think prime Jeremy Stephens would have won this fight, but Stephens isn't known for having the best takedown defense, and especially at his age now, he's almost 40 years old. You got a younger guy like Mason Jones, he's probably going to take you down and do the exact same thing. So it'll suck to see Stephens go out that way. Hopefully, he could catch him and get a knockout, maybe like a Robbie Lawler, Nico Price moment, but I think the smart pick here is to go with Mason Jones. Next fight, we got Cameron Smotherman and Serhiy Sidey. I don't know too much about him. I've been doing a little bit of research. He seems to be a striker. I'm honestly kind of surprised he's favored here because Smotherman is honestly really good at grappling, and it looks like Serhiy Sidey isn't the best at defending that. Perfect last name, by the way, for Smotherman, too. I do know Smotherman came into the UFC on short notice and ended up taking out Jake Hadley, who is known for his impressive submissions. He's all right on the feet. He's not incredible. He's got a little pop, but you're not seeing many knockouts. It's mostly grinding out decisions with the wrestling or finding a submission or some ground and pound. I think I'm going to favor Smotherman here. I think pretty good value, honestly. I know he's a super small underdog, but I would take that. Sidey just doesn't really seem very proven to me. He lost to Ramon Tavares, beat Garrett Armfield, but who doesn't? And I haven't seen anything too impressive from him. Smotherman's a lot younger. A lot of Tapology is going with him as well, so I guess I'm not crazy for making that pick. Yeah, give me the younger, more hungrier prospect. Give me Cameron Smotherman by decision. Really excited for this one, guys. I'm a big Montel Jackson fan, and he doesn't fight very often, so I'm glad to see him on this card. He's taking on Daniel Marcos, and the first thing I want to say is do not be fooled by the 17-0. Daniel Marcos is very good. He's an absolute blockhead. He's like Vettori. He can just take on limited damage and have basically zero repercussions. But a lot of people thought he lost that fight against Davey Grant. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like a year or two ago. Went to a split decision, and a lot of people were upset with that decision, including myself. So I don't think he should be 17-0. But regardless, he's still good. He's coming off a win. Adrian Yanez, who is good, but, he kind of got fraud-checked a little bit as well. And that was another split decision. And that goes into my point here. I think Montel Jackson has a lot more ways to win. Daniel Marcos is a very good point fighter. He's very good at what he does, but he's a decision merchant. And he doesn't really have much finishing potential from what we've seen, especially at the higher levels. Montel Jackson's a fucking beast. He knocked out Damon Blackshear in 20 seconds. And that's aging pretty well, especially after this weekend. Damon Blackshear's on a 3-fight win streak. He looked really good this last weekend. And Montel just has more ways to win, man. I mean, he can submit you. He can knock you out. He could be the one to crack the blockhead shin. Who knows? He's super powerful for the division, and he can easily outpoint you to a decision if he wants to as well. So this will be a close fight. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to go with Montel Jackson here. I think this dude's a monster, and I think something's next for him in the top 10. Next fight, we got the Battle of the Unks. Santiago Ponzinibio versus Daniel Rodriguez. Both these guys are pushing 40, on their way out, fighting for a contract here. Now, this is another tough one to predict. Santiago opened as the dog, and now he's the favorite, which tells me something and kind of backs up my decision. I was thinking Ponzinibio is going to win this fight. I don't really see much finishing potential from either of these guys at their current age. And I just think Santiago's a little bit better at the game than Daniel Rodriguez is. Like, I think he's a little faster. I think he's a little slicker. I think he can incorporate more aspects of the game. He's a better grappler than D-Rod. D-Rod's got the better boxing, but Santiago's got the better kickboxing. And he's a little bit better or bigger than D-Rod. So I think he'll be able to keep that range well. If anything, take the over on this fight because, like I said, they're both 38 and they don't really have much power at this point. So I'm going to go with Santiago. Wouldn't be surprised if D-Rod got it done, but I would stay away from the money lines. If you're going to bet, I would just bet the over. It's probably going to be heavy favorite, but it's probably going to go over. So let's move on to the next fight. I am absolutely fired up for this one, boys. Bo Nickal, Reinier de Ridder. So I keep going back and forth on my pick for this one because Reinier is so much more battle-tested than Bo is, and he's nasty on the ground. If Bo resorts to striking, and I know Reinier de Ridder doesn't have the best striking, but he has like Drickus striking. Like, it's really goofy, but it still works. And it's not the best, but it still works. And he's very powerful. He's very big for the division. He's 6'4". He's fought at light heavyweight before, so I'm going to give the striking advantage to Reinier de Ridder. Now, here's where it gets interesting when it goes to the ground, because obviously Bo Nickal has the wrestling advantage. He's one of the best college wrestlers of all time. But Reinier de Ridder is extremely good at jiu-jitsu, and I think there's a good chance he might be able to fight off Bo's submission attempts or ground and pound attempts. Reinier de Ridder has never lost by decision or submission. He's only lost by knockout. And I don't see Bo Nickal knocking him out. I mean, I could be wrong. I could eat my words, but I don't know, man. Reinier de Ridder is really good. I think there's some serious value here on this line at plus 230. I definitely would not bet Bo at minus 310. If he was like a minus 150, minus 200, sure. But 310 seems a little too steep for his opponent right here. And maybe I'm tripping, but a lot of people on Tapology agree with me. I think he's actually favored to win this on Tapology. So, part of me wants to go with Bo Nickal just for the safety play. Because the odds are he probably will win this fight. It'll probably be a lot closer than the odds say. But I don't know, man. When you think about it technically, I don't really see a way for him to win besides decision. I don't see him submitting Reinier, man. But fuck it. Give me Reinier de Ridder. That's my official pick. Not telling you guys to lay the house on him. I'm feeling it, man. I don't see many ways for Bo to win, but I see a decent amount of ways for Reinier to win. Especially, too, Bo's never been in deep waters. Reinier has many times, so they're around the same age. It's not like Renier's an unk. I think he can pull this off. And I think a lot of the crowd will be in support of him, actually, because of Bo's college wrestling career. That may be something to factor in, too, but not super confident. Give me Reinier de Ridder. And we've already made it to the main event of Cory Sandhagen and Deievson Figueiredo. When I first looked at the odds, I was like, what the hell? Like, Figgy's at almost plus 400, which I still do think is a little bit ridiculous. I mean, I might sprinkle like $5 on him, but then I was thinking about it. I was like, well, yeah, that's kind of fair. I mean, Figgy's almost 38. Sandhagen's 33 in his prime. Figgy's a little bit past his prime. And he's been doing well at bantamweight, don't get me wrong. I mean, he dropped Cheeto. Cheeto doesn't get dropped. He was on a 3-fight win streak before Petr Yan. And I guess that fight was pretty competitive, but Petr Yan won that fight for the most part. But Sandhagen, I think what's going to cause Figgy a lot of trouble here is his height and his reach. Sandhagen is very good at keeping his distance and striking. He is a lot bigger he is 6 inches taller than Figueiredo, and he's got a 2-inch reach advantage. The counter to that, you could say, okay, well, Figgy could out-grapple him because he's been looking pretty good, and his whole career he's been good at grappling, but especially recently at bantamweight. But people forget, man, Cory Sandhagen's a pretty good grappler too. He was defending those takedowns for that first half of the fight against Umar Nurmagomedov, who's one of Khabib's, prophets from Dagestan. And he was implementing his own takedowns himself. He took down Song Yadong. He's taken down TJ Dillashaw, Cheeto, Rob Font. He was wrestling really heavy in that Font fight. So I think his grappling is enough to outlast Figgy. I don't see Figgy. I could see Figgy dropping Sandhagen here, but he has a pretty good shin. I don't see him knocking him out. And I don't really see him submitting him either, to be honest. So I see probably Cory Sandhagen by decision here. I will say, again, the minus 500 is a little bit steep. Anything can happen. It's the fight game. But Cory's really good at calculated risks. And I think especially with the height and reach advantage, he'll be able to keep taking those calculated risks whenever he needs to. But I don't think he'll put himself in too much danger. And Figgy's getting older. And I really do like Figgy, but I'm going to have to go against him here with Sandhagen. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please, again, like and subscribe and comment. I respond to every comment. We're building a great community here, and we got destroyed on our last video by the algorithm. So it would really mean the world to me if you guys could do that. We're going to be doing a giveaway at 250 subscribers as well. So drop that sub, and if you're new, welcome, and enjoy the fights. We will see you guys for the next card.